Hello everyone, welcome back to the game design channel. In the last stream, I believe I did the breakdown of a game called as Dune, and before that we had did the game breakdown of other games such as Elden Ring, and then we did the breakdown of Chameleon Run, then Beach Buggy. So today I have a breakdown of another game which is called as Iron Snout. But before I start, I wanted to say that like in IGDC, Premjit had come there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to come there due to some issue. But Premjit mentioned me that like many of you guys were conversating with him regarding the YouTube channel, regarding the breakdowns which we have done. So thank you guys for interacting about that. It is always it always feels good to talk about about games, game breakdowns as a game designer with other fellow game designers and developers. So thank you for the interaction. Then yeah, let's start with the breakdown today. If you guys can see my screen currently, so yeah, first we can begin with the core loop of the game. The entire loop of the game can be summarized with four basic steps. So first step is basically the gameplay, which is we have to tap on either left side or right side of the screen. So basically the entire board screen is divided into two equal halves, the left and right, and tapping on left side makes the character punch or kick in the left side. And similarly, if you tap or hold the screen on the right side, the character will punch or kick on the right side of the screen. Then again, we can swipe up or down to dodge obstacles. This I'll explain in detail when we come to the gameplay mechanics, which will be coming soon. Then our objective for the game is to eliminate as many enemies as possible. So whenever we eliminate an enemy, we get a point, and our goal is to basically beat our old high score. So we can keep on beating the enemies, and we can keep on gaining scores again and again. So basically, it's like an endless game where your only objective is to beat your previous high score. Then next is play the game until the player loses all their health points. So there's a set number of health points for the character, and once the player loses all the health points, his score will be calculated, and it will be compared with the high score which you had did previously. And once it's done, we have to start playing again in order to create a new high score. So basically, this is the like basic small core loop of the entire game. Then we have the loop for the gameplay. So this was the loop for the entire mechanics of the game, and but this is for the entire gameplay. Once I explain it, you guys will start understanding it. Tap on left or right side of the screen to punch or kick. So this is the same as the first one which I explained. Then we can swipe up or down to dodge the incoming obstacles. So this again, as I said, I'll be explaining in detail when it comes to that part. Then we have to hit the enemies to gain points. There are multiple reasons for you to hit the enemies. One, to stop taking damage to yourself. Two, to gain score and try to beat your high score. Three, you can try to steal their weapons so that you can try to do combos and attack them back. So that is another use case for this. Then we can use the weapon which we stole from the enemy to hit them back, or we can deflect the incoming weapons which they are throwing at us. So those are the two use cases for the weapons which we'll be stealing. Then again, as I mentioned earlier, we have to play the game until the player's HP reaches 0. So once the player's HP reaches 0, he has to restart the game again, and it will repeat again. You have to tap on left and right side of the screen. Extremely simple mechanics, extremely simple gameplay, but like it's extremely fun to play. So I would recommend you guys to give it a try. So once you guys try it, you'll get a better understanding of how the game works. Then let's go with the first time user experience. So here I'll be explaining like whenever a new user comes to play the game, like what they'll be experiencing in order to finish the game. So first, as soon as the game is opened, the player is showcased the main menu, and in the main menu you can see that all the characters are locked by default. Only the most basic character for us is unlocked, so we can only play as this character. So here again I have mentioned like this is the one button which is highlighted very well so that the player can interact with it. And then once the player clicks on this play button, he is taken to this mode where he can select the game mode which he wants to play, and also he can select the map which he wants to play. Once the player clicks on the play button in the main menu, these three modes will be opened up, and he has the freedom to choose any of these modes. But in this case, let's say the player selects on the classic mode and he clicks on the play button. As soon as he clicks on the play button, the gameplay will start. And the one good thing which is that like at the start of each game, there will be a small introductory session. So in the introductory session, like there will be text explaining what the player has to do. So in this case, the game is saying that we have to tap on the screen to strike, try swipe up and down to jump and tuck. So basic mechanisms is explained here. And also they are using this wooden panel to showcase that the screen is divided into two equal halves and you have to tap on left and right side of the screen. Then once the player follows this introductory, uh, tips and help, the game will allow the player to play the game by themselves for a small second, so that they get the hang of it. Here you can see that like initially my score was 0, then it increased to 3. So basically until it got to 3, there was no other new hints which the game gave me. So yeah, so basically this is the entire first time user experience on how the player will interact with the game. So this is the main gameplay screen, right? And in this main gameplay screen, the one thing you can see is that the face of our character. So based on how much HP we have, the character's face will change accordingly. Then apart from that, on the right side of the screen we have this. So basically it showcases how many wolves we have killed. Wolves are enemies in this game for us. So in this case I have killed 7 wolves. And this 32 star is basically my previous high score. Whatever high score I had did before, it is showcased here. So in this case it's 32. So basically in this run, my current goal is to beat this score, which is 32. And once the game is done, you are taken to the gameplay screen, where in the gameplay screen we have the replay button so that we can replay the game again. And we have the option to close. Maybe in case if you want to play a different mode, or if you want to close the game entirely, you can click on this. And also the entire game's stats are showcased here. So this is the entire UI breakdown for the gameplay scene of the game. The game features 3 maps to us. One is the normal forest type of map, and one is the city type of map, and another one is the pilot ship. So this is the one map which we had to pay actual money to get. Then let's go with the game modes which we have. As I showcased, there are 3 game modes. One is the classic, then is the 1 HP, then is the 100 wolf. So the name itself says it. Classic mode as in it's like an endless survival mode, and we'll be having 10 HP and we have to survive different waves of wolves based on the map which we have chosen. 1 HP mode is basically like instead of giving 10 HP to us, by default we'll be having 1 HP. So at the start of the game itself we are bruised, scarred, tampered with, bandaged, everything. Then 100 wolf, basically instead of it being endless, our only goal is to score 100 points, and there will be a timer here. So this timer is used to showcase like how fast can we reach the 100 points in this game mode. So that's the 100 wolf game mode. So this is the basic punch which is showcased here. Yeah. So tapping on right he'll punch right, tapping on the left he'll punch left. Then kicking, if you can see, he kicks at random times. So we don't have the exact control to punch or kick. Punching and kicking is random. So whenever we tap on the right side of the screen, he can either punch or kick. It's dependent on the game. Like we don't have the exact control over it. Then this is the jump and kick. So once we jump and if we tap on the right, like he'll jump and kick right. And if we do the same on the left, he'll be doing it on the left. But if we do it on the tap on this both the directions, he'll be kicking in both the directions after jumping. So this is the 2-side jump kick. Then high kick right and left. So once we jump, like we jump by swiping up, right? But once we swipe up, if we swipe up again, he'll sort of do a double jump and do a flip kick. So that's the mechanism for high kick here. Low kick is basically if we swipe down, he'll bend down and at the same time he'll perform a kick. But the thing is that like once we swipe down, the character won't get back up on his own. We have to swipe either up or we have to do punch and kick in order to make the character stand back up. Then dash is basically once you jump, once you swipe up, if you swipe down, he'll come down immediately and on impact he'll do some damage. You can see here, yeah. Then uppercut is basically when you're ducked down, if you tap on the side of the screen, he'll do an uppercut, and whenever he does an uppercut, the enemy will fly in the air, if you can see here. So that's the use case of this uppercut. Then we have the advanced moves. So we can grab the weapon whenever it has like a green outer line, which I already explained. Then this is the grabbable weapon. So all these weapons which has a green thing are grabbable, which I can explain. Non-grabbable are the ones which have a red outer line. In this case, like you can see, this wolf is throwing the axe towards us and we can damage the on head. Then if we have a weapon in our hand, and another enemy throws a butcher knife, we can deflect it using our own axe. So that's the use case for this. Then heavy weapon hit is basically when we use the weapon to hit the enemy. And also in this case you can see that the axe broke into two parts. One is the wooden part and one is the metallic axe part, which we can again use as projectiles to throw at it. And all the projectiles which we can throw, we can just throw it by tapping on the screen and it will throw it towards the enemy based on which direction we tap on. Then heavy hit combo is basically like if we perform like multiple hits on the enemies continuously. Here you can see I performed a 6 hit combo without getting damaged. So that's the heavy hit combo. Then we have the character selection. As I said, by default only one of the most basic character is unlocked for us. Then we have the head knocked off. So basically above this character you can see this wolf, right, and it says 5 out of 25. So if you break 25 wolf's head, you will get this specific skin. So that's the way you get this specific skin. So each skin has its own thing. Then we have the total kills. If we perform a total kills of 1000, we'll be getting this skin. So based on different type of achievements which we do in the game, we'll be getting the skins in the game. So this is just to basically explain the interactions of each of the weapons. In this case, you can see that like we are throwing the weapon. This is how we throw the weapon, like just a single hop. And when we throw the weapon, it hits the enemy like this. In this case, the basket. It fixes on top of the enemy's head and it kills them with one shot. Then we have the grandma, like how the enemies use the weapon on us. So she basically swings the basket on top of us and damages us. Anyway, this is how we attack from the, what do you say, axe, and it breaks into two parts. One part is held in our hand and one part goes up, and we can catch it by emptying our hands first and then trying to get a hold of it. And this is how it attacks the enemy. Like enemy instantly gets damaged, and since he had 5 HP, this axe also does 5 damage, so he instantly dies. And this is the way they use it on us. So it basically swings the axe on us, but it does only 1 HP of damage to us. Then butcher knife we have, so it's a throwable, right? So this is the way it throws it, just like the basket. And once it hits the enemy, it fixes onto the enemy's skull. So in this case, you can see it fixes right here, and you can see the blood gushing out. And this is the way they attack us with the butcher knife. So basically swing, and damage us. Then we have the chainsaw. So this is how we attack from the chainsaw, just by swinging it, and then we break it into two parts. And then this is how the enemies get damaged. So they just get attacked, and you can see the blood gushing out. And this is the way they attack us. See, he'll dash, and we have to jump and dodge it. And then I try to kick him while I was in the air. That's the way he approached the chainsaw dude. So those were all the weapon interactions which I had done. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope this was useful to you guys. I'll be doing a stream on a different game breakdown in the coming up streams. So until then, adios, bye bye.